That sound is so satisfying. Having that kind of grounds me and it sets me up and it helps me feel connected to not just the city, but like myself, right? And I think that's what happens when you just don't feel settled. It's because you're not connected with yourself. And also, I'll just be driving and I'll just like kind of be in awe of what the Lord has done. I was just thinking about every little thing that I would post and how I didn't want it to look a certain way or offend anybody, and I didn't want to make anybody upset. And so I think I've censored myself a little bit in that process. And I truly believe that we are planted here for a reason. Like, we are brought here for a reason. And I think what's really exciting is that we don't know what that is yet. I have never been more sure of where we are than I am now. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Better Than Before. I am your host, Yami, and today we are doing a little solo episode. I'm excited because I'd be driving through the streets of my new city and I have all of these things that I want to say. And so I'm really excited. And I honestly hope I get it all because when I'm driving, I think, oh, I'll definitely remember this. And then today I was like, oh, I definitely don't remember that. So I have my little list of things I want to hit. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. But you guys, this past month, I don't even know how long it's been. I guess today, I guess it's a little over a month since we've moved to Phoenix. And the messages that I'm getting on Instagram are insane. Like, it's like you guys can literally see how much happier I am here. And it's crazy because I never really thought that a place could make you this happy, but I think it has to do with like everything, right? Not just like the place, but there are so many different factors. But before I get started on that, I have my little swig drink. If you know anything about me, then you'll know that I am not a soda drinker. I just don't like soda. But swig is let's a little moment for the ice. Swig is a chain here in, I think it's like in Utah and definitely here in Arizona, and I'm sure it's other places too, but I just don't know. But apparently, it was founded, I don't know, started for not necessarily for Mormons, but I think it's a fan favorite among Mormons because they don't drink alcohol, and so what Swig is soda and they add different flavors to it. And so this one, my drink of choice is actually, it's called a watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar. But this one I'm not drinking. I actually already drank that one earlier today. This was Taz's and he didn't finish it. And that's my problem. Like, once I have one, like I just want to keep sipping on it. This is Guava Habit and it's so good. And I had no idea. Like, I should say I went back a second time after I had it first time and I was like shook. We tried like 4 or 5 different kinds on TikTok if you want to see my little taste test. But my favorite was watermelon sugar. And what that one is, it's a base of Mountain Dew, which I had no idea. And that reminds me, I should have gotten like Diet Mountain Dew to try it because I'm not trying to drink the carbs, you know? Anyway, that one was like Mountain Dew, watermelon, and then it has like the little bubble tea, like the bubbles. I don't know what they're called. And it's like a passion fruit. So like take a sip and like the bubbles slash balls, and then you bite them and then like it just skirts out. It's just so yummy. It's so good. But anyway, that's my drink of choice today. So if you hear the ice or just me slurping, there's that bubble. It's so good. Okay. Anyway, so Phoenix. We've been in Phoenix for over a month and we've had family and friends in and out of the house for the first, I want to say 3.5 weeks or so. So I think finally we're getting at a place where we're feeling a little bit more settled. We're hanging in. We are settling into a morning routine, a routine in general. I think last week was our first like official work week being in the new home in the new city. And let me just tell you, I'm loving it. Another thing that has helped me like settle back into my morning routine is that we started the new challenge over on the Fit Club app. And this is week 2. Today's Tuesday. This will go up tomorrow, Wednesday. This is week 2 of our newest challenge, Strength and Flow, which is strength-based movements with the barbell and then yoga. And Taz and I have been doing this thing So I'll do my Monday, Wednesday, Friday strength barbell workout by myself. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, when it's yoga, we take it outside and we're usually working out in the morning around 6 in the morning, and it's a little bit chilly, not really, and the sun's coming up, so it's such a nice way to start the mornings. And we'll have our coffee after and head into the day. But having or starting that program last week really helped me get accountable with wanting or getting back on my morning routine, because that's one of the things that grounds me. I think it's having that morning routine, and it hasn't really changed since back in Houston. Like my morning routine in Houston was wake up, have some coffee, meditate, journal, workout, and that's what it is now. And having that kind of, like I said, grounds me and it sets me up and it helps me feel connected to not just the city or like my new home, but like myself, right? And I think that's what happens when you just don't feel settled. It's because you're not connected with yourself, and you have to find the tools that have worked for you or work for you, so that you can come back to that. I'm not saying that my morning routine should be your morning routine and vice versa. It's about finding what works for you, finding out what helps you feel grounded and connected to yourself and doing that. And if you do that anywhere, whether it be on vacation or a new home or whatever, you'll feel more grounded. But that has been such a huge help. It's just, you know, just having one thing kind of set you off, and it helps fall everything else into place, if that makes sense. But the program is going amazing. I feel so good. Like I'm super sore the next day. So I really, really enjoy the yoga. And then yeah, the morning routine has just been so nice. I was a little bit bummed today because today was yoga day and the sun is finally out. I don't know if you can tell, but the sun is finally out. Excuse me, this morning was so gloomy, and I ended up doing the flow in a crew neck half the time because it was a little bit chilly. But it's just been so nice to just like wake up with the sun and have the sunrise, and we have birds chirping in the background, and we have a hummingbird that comes visits every day. It's crazy. It's just been so great. But I think I'll go into that with the segues. Just like Phoenix has been, I, I I think about this a lot, especially when I'm driving, because I'm like, how did we even get here? Like, you know what I mean? It all happened so fast. And if you know the story, we really feel called here from God. And we have a crazy testimony when it comes to why we are in Phoenix. And if you haven't heard that, like I'd really encourage you to listen to it. I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes back. And in the short version is that I prayed, and the next day and days following, the Lord was just like, Phoenix, 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 which is so weird because we have no ties to Phoenix. And also I'll just be driving and I'll just like kind of be in awe of what the Lord has done. Like it's like I don't know how to put it into words how I'm feeling, because it's like, how sweet is it that He had this place for us? And when I prayed and I asked, I need you to tell me where we need to go, and I need you to make it so clear that I cannot deny that it's it. And He just said Phoenix and Phoenix and Phoenix. And I was like, why Phoenix? And then we get here, and then it's just so nice. Like it's just been so nice. And I understand, like, I'm only a month in and something's happening or something could happen, or I might hate it in like a couple months or whatever. But right now, I am just sulking in that good energy because I haven't felt like this in a really long time. And I don't really talk about how I'm feeling personally on socials a lot. And so when a lot of you messaged me and you were like, "Oh my gosh, you're glowing. You could really tell that Phoenix is good for you. Like you seem so much happier." It really like touches me because I don't necessarily think I'm posting anything different. It's just how you guys are seeing me now is a direct reflection of how I'm feeling in my new environment. And so it's just been really nice. And I just can't help but just be so thankful to God for bringing us here, because Lord knows that we wouldn't have come here on our own. Like Phoenix was never on our agenda. It was never a place that we um dreamed about. Like Taz came one time to Scottsdale for my brother's bachelor party, but what's funny is that Before we moved to Houston, we were like looking at homes and we were on a builder site, and you know how they have like their cities. One of the cities was Phoenix, and I remember clicking on it. I actually don't remember if it was Phoenix or what, but it was like you can definitely tell it was like an Arizona home. And I remember like looking at it and be like, oh my God, that's kind of neat. Like I don't see homes like that. And that was literally the only time we spoke about Arizona. We never thought about moving here. We just made a comment on like the homes. And then now here we are almost 10 years later, um, living in Phoenix, which is absolutely crazy. But with that said, how I'm liking Phoenix, I'm loving Phoenix, and I haven't really explored much about it. I've been around a couple places, and funny enough, I have some friends here that and people that have traveled here, and we've just been connecting and meeting and doing things. And um, I am navigating this a little bit differently than like last time. I'm taking a new approach instead of like having things come to me. I'm kind of going out. I'm trying to be more intentional about meeting people, seeing Phoenix, seeing the surrounding cities, because I really, 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 really want to get into the community. I want to, I mean, if you know me, you know that what I'm about to say. I want to do events here in Phoenix and Scottsdale and the areas. I just want to like immerse myself in the community and feel like I am a part of the community. You know what I mean? I have an amazing community online and in the app, but I would love to take that in real life. And it starts here. I have to go out, make intentional relationships, meet people, and be intentional about it. And so it's funny. Taz is like, where are you going now? Where are you going now? And I'm like, oh, I just gotta just gotta do my thing, meet new people. And I have to tell you this story. It's so random, but I met this girl, this woman. She's actually a creative director. I just followed her because I liked her vibe. I liked her style, I like what she does. And she messaged me, and it was the sweetest message. And she said we should get coffee and connect. And I was like, absolutely, let's do it. And so we met up. Was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And we went to the Global Ambassador, it's such a nice hotel. And we had the best burgers. It was so good. But anyway, we were just chatting, and she was just saying how like on my Instagram, she's like, I just see like you radiate joy. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Because that's like, again, I don't talk about this stuff, but there's a part of me that I feel, excuse me, there is, how do I say this? I feel like I have lost a part of me, and I have been trying to reconnect with her, and I'm trying to find her, and I want to bring her back out because younger Yami was full of so much joy and zest and no anxiousness and none of that stuff. So when she said that, it was really, really nice. But she also said, and I say this with the most respect and all love in the world. I know we just met, but I have to tell you, she's like, when I see you in person, when I saw you in person, I was like, she's such a vibe. Like you have swag, like, and she's like, I'm not seeing that on social. She essentially called me out. She was like, you have so much, you have such a vibe. Like you're so colorful and you have like spice. She's like, you're spicy. And I feel like I don't see that on social. She's like, on social, it's like giving a little vanilla. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny because I feel the same way. She was like, I feel like you need to figure out how to translate your actual personality to like your digital personality because it's not translating. She's like, what you're doing on Instagram is great. Obviously it's working, whatever. But she's like, I don't feel like the spiciness and like the Latina, like what did she say? She's like, it's just, I feel like you're such a vibe and you have so much like zest and it's not translating on social. So I thought that was really funny because again, we had just met and she like already kind of read me that I'm like, I hold back for some reason and I'm still trying to figure out what that is and why that is and how I can break through because I don't know what happened. She's like, there must have been a time that has made you to like get into a shell and not show who your true colors are. And I kind of, not like in a bad way, like I don't hide anything, but it's just like something is preventing me from like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like if you understand, you understand. But I think that there have been certain times um in my social media career, if you will, that I mean, F it. Like I'll talk about it. So when I was doing coaching, and Taz reminded me of this, and it's interesting because I feel like maybe that's when it shifted. Sorry, drink break. That's when it shifted. Was I posted something when I was doing one-on-one coaching, and this is definitely going to be like, you're either going to agree with me or disagree with me, but that's when hashtags were a thing, right? And somebody took a screenshot of my hashtags and just like roasted me to filth. And it was uh, I hashtag ED recovery, and ED recovery, if you don't know what that means, it's eating disorder recovery. And they were roasting me to filth because they're like, who was she to talk about eating disorder recovery? Like, you're manipulating people, um, stuff like that. And I was so hurt by that because number one, the person didn't know me personally, or actually, did they at that time? I think they might have, but they didn't come to me first, right? To understand like why I said that. And the reason I did say that was because I dealt with an eating disorder and I was recovered from an eating disorder. So it wasn't necessarily me trying to like attract like eating disorders or people that were struggling with eating disorders. It was mostly to find the people that were dealing with the same things I were, if that makes sense. And I just know that it was a like they roasted me on Twitter, and I was very hurt by that because I felt like my intentions were not clear and they just blew it out of proportion. And while I kind of understand where they're coming from, I just don't think that I should have been roasted like that, if that makes sense. And I definitely learned from that experience, but I think I lost a little of me. I was definitely more guarded and more shielded moving forward because I was just thinking about every little thing that I would post and how I didn't want it to look a certain way, or, I don't want to offend anybody and I didn't want to make anybody upset. And so I think I've censored myself a little bit in that process from, when that happened. And I'm still trying to let go of that and let go of what other people think or what they say, because regardless of whatever I say, people are going to say whatever they want to say, right? And so while I do have a thicker skin now, I think I still have to like do some like soul work to figure out what it is that is not allowing me to express myself the way I want to express myself, because I'm always thinking about like, again, I don't want to offend somebody. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to say something that might hurt somebody without me knowing, And so, I don't know, I'm going on the biggest tangent, but that's just a little bit of like insight into my brain and how I've functioned. But I thought it was funny that she mentioned that because it is something that I have been struggling with and trying to figure out how to kind of overcome that little barrier that I think is in fact holding me back from truly like doing the best that I've ever been able to do. Like I do feel that once this barrier like breaks through, like I'm just going to say it, I'm going to be unstoppable because I do know right now that I have so much potential, but for whatever reason, I'm kind of holding myself back and I'm trying to figure out what that is so that I could show up in the most authentic way so that I can help more people. Because yeah, I'm going off on a tangent, but I hope that makes sense. I really, really do. Hold on. I'm going to take another break so that we can change the subject because now I'm getting like self-conscious about this whole thing. And this is exactly what happens. Like I am 30 seconds away from telling Taz to edit this part out, but we're not going to. We're not going to. We're going to commit. Give me a second. I'm going to take my swig. Okay. Let's talk about home decor. Quick change. We have none. No, I'm kidding. We have our couch. We sold so much furniture when we moved from Houston. And so I'm not sure if we talked about this last time, but we did order a dining room table and some chairs. And I am literally obsessed with that corner of our house, like a little dining nook. And we got the vase and like the branches, the whole thing. And that part looks so great. But now we're just trying to figure out we have that front room that has space for like an actual formal dining space and then probably a formal living room, but we're not going to do that. We're trying to make the living room, or I'm sorry, the dining room, like a more chill living room because we don't have a TV in our living room now by the kitchen, unfortunately. Like the mantle's too small to fit a TV, and the back wall is an actual like mirror, so we can't drill into that mirror. We are trying to see if we like finagle something and build like a mantle to put on top of the mantle that's currently there, just so that we could have a TV with their like the legs of the TV, if that makes sense. But anyway, since we don't have a TV right now, in the main living room next to the kitchen or in the kitchen, we're going to use that dining space and have that be like a little like family room, if you will. And then the space that would be the formal living room, have that be like an office. So Taz and I are still trying to figure out what that looks like without spending a crap ton of money because I mean, you guys know furniture is expensive as heck and the move was already super expensive, but I just hate going into that room and seeing all the boxes and just like it's just kind of and so I have a friend that's helping me with some decisions. Like I'll send her pictures. I'm like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And she's being so nice and she's being so lovely and helping me with that. But we're also trying to find bar stools and a coffee table. And I also want to decorate our backyard. And there's just so much. And I know that like having this is not even our home. This is a rental. So I'm trying to like reel it in a little bit, but I like having a beautiful home. Not like in like I like expensive things, but I just want it to be like home. You know what I mean? I don't want boxes. I want to be able to like look around and be like, this is our home. And even though I know we're not like buying it or we haven't bought it, like I just want to be able to feel comfortable and not see boxes anywhere. And um I live I work from home, so like I'm always here. So I want to feel inspired and just settled in, you know what I mean? But that is what we're looking for. We're looking for a coffee table, bar stools, and then like a whole other setup for the other rooms. But I know that surely but surely we will figure it out. Right now, we are working from our dining room table, which is so annoying because the computer just kind of stayed there. And then, like, I'm just like, oh, I don't want that to be the workspace. You know what I mean? I want the dining room to be the dining room, and that is it. But anyway, oh, I did want to mention about like how I'm liking Phoenix. I was laying out for the first time, literally the first time, for 20 minutes and I was just like looking at the sky and the palm trees. And I was like, this is actually so nice. And um, I was like, do I want to go anywhere for my birthday? Like, I usually want to travel for my birthday. And I thought like there was talks of us maybe going to 30A again for my birthday. We went last year. I loved it. But I'm as I'm sitting there laying down, looking at the sun, looking at the sky, looking at the palm trees. I'm like, I don't think I want to go anywhere. Like, unless it's Europe, I am so content staying here and almost just like experiencing my city that I'm living in right now since I have never been anywhere, you know what I mean? And so I'm thinking that like that's a really good sign that I don't want to go anywhere because I just love where I'm living so much. And that you guys don't understand how happy that makes me because not going to speak for Taz, but I was so unhappy in Houston. And, you know, there were certain friends that I wish I could move with. Like, I wish they were here. But as a whole, I just was very unhappy in Houston. Every time we would come back from a trip, I'd be like, why do we live here? Like, something about it was just so blah, is what I could say. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast, but I the first week or two that we were driving here, I just felt like something had lifted from me. The veil had been lifted, you know, and life just seems so much brighter. And for that, I am just so thankful because when I was in Houston, it was a very hard time for me. And I would just be like, why is this happening? And I'm not saying that like if you move, like your life's gonna change, but for me that is in fact what has happened. And I understand that like once we're fully settled and like you know the shiny new thing is going to disappear and it's going to be like normal, but like I said, I'm not like gonna look into that. Like I just want to focus on how I'm feeling right now and how happy I am and how like rejuvenated I have been feeling. I have been feeling like this is gonna be a brand new season. And what's crazy is that people have been saying that. Like they're like, something's gonna happen to you here. Like something, you are and I truly believe that we are planted here for a reason. Like we are brought here for a reason. And I think what's really exciting is that we don't know what that is yet. And we don't know what's going to happen, but we are so expectant. And um like if this is the beginning, like oh my god, I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine because we have just been loving it and Luna has been loving it. We went hiking for the first time and my girl was in heaven. Like we'll see a mountain, she goes, mountain, mountain, I want to climb mountain. And so it's just really great to know that she is just so happy because one of my biggest fears when we moved to Houston was making the wrong decision for her. Like, forget me, like, I don't care, but it's just for her. And seeing her thrive out here and just wanting to be outside in the backyard and the pool, like, we have so much. That girl deserves, like, not deserves, she wants to be outside all the time. And she does and deserve, in fact, now I'm gonna say, she does deserve to do what she wants. Like she does deserve to like spend time outside, go out in the hike. Like I just want her to be like this outdoor girly and experience things that I never did at her age. And I want her to live a life well lived and just explore. And right now it just feels like this was or is the best move for us. And I could not be more grateful. So again, I'm so thankful that God led us here and it's just been the best month. I just it honestly feels like it's been a little bit longer because we've done so much in such a short amount of time, which is unreal because Taz will tell you one of our biggest um not compliments. What am I saying? One of our biggest conflicts is I'm always like, can we go do something? Can we go do something? Can we go do something in Houston? And now it's like, can we not do something? Because I'm so tired. And that's only like the first month, but that really makes me excited because there is so much to do here. And my mom was out visiting my brother in Mexico, but now that she's here, like Taz and I want to try to take like day trips to like, I don't know, Sedona or Tucson or whatever, just because there's so much to do in the area. And I'm just really looking forward to that. So, anywho, what else? Let's see. More swig. Give me a second. Those are quick updates. Now, like I said, today's May 6th. Tomorrow, this is going live, which is Wednesday. Mother's Day is this weekend. And the sweetest thing, you guys. So my two best friends that actually live in Houston, Ruth and Aaron, they surprised me. They were planning like a Mother's Day spa day with a few of their friends, and they were telling me that they were like, "Oh, I wish Yami were here or going with us." And they were like, "Would it be crazy if we flew her out?" And so they're flying me out for 24 hours. I am leaving Friday night around 5:45 here in Phoenix and arriving to Houston that night around 10 or something. I don't know. And then we are going to the spa on Saturday morning, and then I'm flying back to Phoenix Saturday night. So I am going on a quick little 24-hour trip to Houston with by myself, but I am going to be meeting my fellow mamas out there, and we're going to have like a spa day. And just I'm so excited because we actually have a FaceTime date every single day except weekends. We just like catch up, and I miss them so much. So I'm really, 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 really excited about just not going to Houston, but going to see them. And so that's happening this weekend. And then Saturday I'll be back. And then Sunday's Mother's Day. We don't really have plans just yet. My mom is with us, so we're probably gonna go to church and then go get lunch or something and just kind of like hang out, be with the family. But um yeah, things I'm looking forward to. Honestly, you guys, there are some things that's happened this past week that I do not want to um not talk about, but I want to share so bad because it's just like how is this happening? But I don't want to get too excited and make any promises when things are not fully executed yet. But all I'll say is that things that have been sleeping for a little bit might be coming back to life earlier than expected. So, and again, it's just so crazy how everything is happening here. And it's just the confirmation that we are meant to be here. It's just so crazy. And when you guys I hate to be that girl that's like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to tell you." But, like, when you see what I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, that's crazy." Like, it's just so crazy, and I'm so excited just to share my life in this new city so you can see, like, the growth and, what happens when you are obedient and you listen to the Lord and you follow his steps, and, oh my gosh, it's just I have never been, I guess, more sure of where we are than I am now. And again, like I've already talked about this, but it's just how kind is God to like tell me, go to this place, and we get to this place and we feel so fulfilled. Like that is just so, it's just so sweet. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh gosh, like how lucky are we that we have that, you know? But we're going on 30 minutes. What the heck? I thought I was gonna be like trying to figure out things to talk about. I guess I could yap here all day. But I am going to wrap it up. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. I want to know who you want on the podcast. Like send me your recs so that I could reach out to them and we could have the people that you're interested be in the podcast. And I would love, 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 love to interview them. So thank you guys so much for just catching up with me on this little like solo episode. It is such a blast. I really wish that you guys could be here and we could like have an interactive conversation. Maybe we'll do like a live podcast. Let me stop. Let me stop. I need to stop getting ahead of myself. Like I want to do community classes for the Fit Club. I want to do like podcasts. I just want to do it all. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up here before I don't. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. I love you so much and have the best day. Bye.